Alright guys, we're back here at Hammerfab. We're going to be working on the inner wheel tubs here for our inner bed structure. We've got the rear section of the bed structure kind of figured out. Now we've got to widen these tubs. We've got to make a strip in the middle here and make adapt or shorten the flange, the existing flange that was on this edge of this tub. So we're going to add a little strip here on the side. We got to fill in some holes, add some to the edges. It's quite a bit of work and it's just tedious, really not that fun to do. So to make it a little bit funner, funner's not a word, to make it a little bit more fun, I got this new GoPro mount from Snap Mounts. It's their magnetic, which is pretty cool, but the bad thing about them is they're magnetic, which isn't really cool when you're working around a bunch of metal shavings. So they've already kind of got some metal shavings sticking to them and stuff. But anyways, what this is going to let us do is it's going to allow you guys to have real world experience. You get to see what I see. Let's get to it. If you like this video, please hit the like button, subscribe to our channel, and ring the bell so that you can be notified when we post a new video. Alright, so the first thing we're going to do today is we're going to take these existing rear bed fender flanges. Those, you know, were originally welded right on the edge right there. And you can see how much we've shortened these tubs compared to that. It's about 3 inches. So I've already marked on here where they need to be cut. So we're going to cut, section those. Or actually, before we weld this back onto here, we're going to test fit this in the bed. Because I'm going to try and reuse this part of it, and then hopefully all we have to do is add a straight section through here that's about 5 inches, and then metal finish it. And then we're going to make an extension that comes down here and connects to the bedside. So basically what we're trying to do is keep all the slosh, road grime, stuff like that from being able to enter into our trunk compartment and making a mess inside our nice pretty bed floor. So you could just run this flange right over to the wall and put a gasket on it, but if you do that, it's going to allow the opportunity for muck and grime and water and everything to get inside the bed. So if you go over and then back down to the wheel lip, it prevents that. It's more work, but that's the difference in the details. Let's get started. Alright, so I already messed up kinda. Well, not really. There's no other way I would have known this, I guess. But, okay, so I cut these off, which they needed to be shortened anyways, about like that. But because of where this edge lands in the bed, this footprint is no longer going to work. So, but what I just found out was, if I would have known, which I don't know how I would have been able to tell, I'm probably just going to have to weld a section of this back on there, and just like a little piece of it, and cut it at an angle instead of square with that part, because the end of it needs to be more like that, but not with this on there. But what I did figure out by cutting this loose was an important piece of information. I know now that this wheel tub needs to be widened 4.5 inches. So, to get us started, we're going to put this piece on pause for a minute, and we're going to go shear not one, but 2 pieces of 4.5 inch wide 16 gauge steel. One for this side and one for the other side, because they're going to be exactly the same. So we're going to go do that, and then I'm going to start tack welding that to the tub to make the extension. And then once that's tack welded to the tub, then I can straighten this out and tack weld it to the other side of the extension, and that will help hold this in place while I put the whole wheel tub in the truck, and then finish these ends and bring it down to the bedside. Got it? Let's see, where's that 16? There's some 16. I'm not getting that whole sheet out. We're just gonna cut some off here with the nibbler. After all, that's what the nibbler's for. Alright, first we're going to square up this sheet because it's way out of whack. I'm going to use this edge, push it through there. Now we got a nice square edge to work with back there. Now we're going to set this at 4.5 inches. 4.5. Lock that down. Now you just slide it straight in till it touches. Do it again. Boom, there's our 2 sheets. Alright, we got to planish out this little edge right here. See how it's kind of rolled over? That's because that's where the original edge was. So we're just going to flatten that out and make it easier to butt weld. Next, we're just going to lightly grind off that black E-coating on the inside and the outside so we can get a good weld. I'm not going to slip roll this per se, but I am going to just kind of gently form it over my leg to kind of get it in the right direction. We don't want it fighting us too much. Basically the same thing as slip rolling it, just lightly bending it. You don't want any kinks. And get some more clamps. Can never have too many clamps. There we go, right there. All right, now we need some 035 fill rod. There's some right there. All right, now we're just gonna planish out these tack welds real quick. It fits pretty nice, like it's really close to passing the fingernail test, but not quite. So I'm happy with the tacking. We're just gonna dial it in just a little bit more. I'm gonna use the number 24 die, just that way I don't accidentally stretch it where I don't want to. Alright, so we got the flange tacked on here. We got these edges kind of rough bent in the mag brake. This one doesn't fit exactly how I want it, so I'm going to hammer and dolly it around a little bit. got this extension, 4.5 extension flange, tack welded on, and then we bent these flanges here using a mag brake, got those edges welded on both sides, and then I trimmed off the excess. We will end up adding about a 1/2 inch to both ends eventually. First we got to fill that little notch. We need to fit and install this original flange here. But the main thing is, the important thing is we got to get it in the correct location this way, which basically we're gonna, there again, once we start tacking, we're gonna start in the center and work our way that way and then work our way that way. But what we're gonna do is figure out where level is using this edge and then tack it from there. But first we need to straighten out that cut edge that I originally cut that flange on. You can see it's not really straight right now, so we just got to kind of dial that in first, and then we can position it and start tacking. Okay, so another way we can figure out where to start on this, start tacking this, is this hole right here is in the center of this panel, so we can transfer that line straight up, the center line straight up, and then we can take a measurement from this flange to this flange and find the center of that, and use a square to transfer the center right here. That'll make it a lot easier. We're just using math instead of a level. So let's do that, and then we can start tacking.